experiencing homelessness, poverty, and just doing it tough. And we do this by assisting those by collecting hundreds and thousands of period products a year through our campaigns and our dignity drives, and we then provide that back to our community. Share the dignity. We strongly believe that sanitary products for women and young girls is a right, and we should have access to. It's as simple as that. So Share the Dignity was found in, So Share the Dignity was founded in 2015 by a woman called Rochelle Courtenay, and it was based on a simple acting of the deed of collecting sanitary products and providing it just to women. And this has now grown to Australian-wide charity in all states and territories with about over 5,000 volunteers, such as us. So they work on advocacy. So one of the big things is we helped end period poverty in Australia for the last 2 decades, we've been lobbying with state and federal government to axe the tax on tampons and sanitary products. So when the GST came out, it was defined that our pads and tampons were considered as a luxury item. Definitely was not a luxury item. It's a necessity. So we lobbied and we campaigned, and in 2018 we abolished that tax, which was worth $30 million a year. So we were able to get rid of that. So, but now, so moving on, so we've completed that. Now we're moving on to another campaign that's called Pad Up Public Health, and that is basically enabling all public hospitals to provide free sanitary products to the people in need. So that's what a big campaign that they're currently working on at the moment. So, and they're suffering obviously from period poverty. So when I say, I've mentioned period poverty obviously a few times tonight. Does anyone know what I mean by period poverty at all? Or?
People can't afford to get reduced.
Yeah,
Can't afford it.
Yeah, exactly. So by the time they pay their rent, by the time they pay food, by the time they pay their bills, we basically just can't afford to pay for sanitary items for themselves.
And it's not necessarily the homeless.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's people that are just really struggling to their last penny, and instead of buying period products, they've got to provide food for their family.
Yeah.
We'll still class that as period poverty.
Yeah. So in Australia, there's about 116,000 people that are homeless in Australia, and 44% of them are women. So it's sad to say that petrol stations, public restrooms, and so forth are women's best friends. We can obviously try to utilise the paper towel, the toilet paper, anything they can get their hands on, obviously, to substitute for a sanitary product. So obviously, after reading this, it just obviously didn't sit well with me at all. So I think, what can we do to help? So as a result, Griffith Facebook page, it was a Griffith community notice board. There was a post on there seeking volunteers for the Griffith area. So I thought, yeah, I liked and I commented, and to my surprise, I think Lyndon liked at the same time. So we got together and we were like, yeah, let's do this. And we reached out to some other beautiful women and friends that we knew that would be just as passionate about this as what we are. And so now we have 10 girls in Griffith that are actively volunteering as part of this in Griffith, and we have 2 in Leeton. And we're now known
Fabulous.
as the Pad and Tampon Ladies.
It's so sexy.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. It's the sexiest day ever. But what I did want to mention, what I haven't mentioned yet, which is what's most important about this, is what attracted me to this organisation in the first place, is that Share the Dignity works in a way that we are helping our local community. And what I mean by that is that everything that we collect and in Griffith and in Leeton stays in Griffith and Leeton. We're helping our own community. You know how sometimes we'll make a donation to a charity, but we don't know where it goes. But in this instance, it stays here. And how we do that is by our campaign. So we have 2 main campaigns, which is run in March and August, which is our dignity drives. And we also have It's in the Bag campaign, which is what we're doing right now. And I will now pass you on to Lyndon, who will talk to you about that.
Yeah, so for 2021, our new Paddy Tampon Ladies group, we've driven 2 main events. So in August we did the August Dignity Drive, and then at the November It's in the Bag campaign. So the August Dignity Drive, it's where the community are encouraged to put an extra item in the boxes at Woolies when they're doing their shopping. So the volunteers would just collect them, and then we'd go and take them to all the charities. Woolies donate 5 cents during the month of that to every item. So they've raised $2 million since 2019 doing that, which all goes straight back to Share Dignity. Before the drive started, we contacted local community groups, and we thought who would like to benefit from these items. So we had Linking Communities, Griffith Helping Hands, Griffith Community Centre, Griffith Community Health, local schools, the Aboriginal Medical Centre, and Meals on Wheels. They were all really keen to receive some items. We were actually set at a huge target. It was 1,225 items, which was a really big target. We weren't sure. So it was a mixture of pads, tampons, incontinence items, menstrual cups, and reusable period undies. So the year before that, it was only 78 items were requested. So yeah, it was a really big increase. But we think because we had a lot of extra people helping, and we did a lot with social media, we raised a lot more awareness, so we got a lot more donations, which was really good. We nested a lot of newspaper interviews, radio, she was on the news, promoting it to raise awareness. We also had a lot of local businesses and organisations who set up boxes in their businesses and just donated cash as well.
Where I work at Community Health, we now have 2 cupboards full of tampons and pads and bits and pieces, which is really good.
Yeah, and the head office at Share Dignity realised we had such a big increase that they actually dropped a whole pallet of items, and that all went to the Aboriginal Medical Centre, so then we could divvy out more to the other charities. So with that, we exceeded the target, so we got well over the 1,200 we were after. But it was mostly due to generosity from our community, everyone that volunteered. We were able to we had a really successful, our first ever Dignity Drive. Yeah. So now it's in the bag. It's the Christmas appeal, which we've just had. It's only 1 week in November. We're in the process of going through all the bags and getting them ready to deliver to the charities. And it was mostly the same charities again, I think, that expressed interest in it. The community are just encouraged to get a nice handbag in good condition or new, and just fill it with the essential items. The essential items have to be shampoo and conditioner, toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, body wash, roll-on, and sanitary products. There's also mum and bub bags, which are the same but with extra essentials for little babies. And teen bags, which is the same stuff but extra nice things for teen girls like lip balms and notepads, that sort of thing. So just to make sure we could achieve enough, we contacted local businesses to see if they could donate essential items. So we had pharmacies and hairdressers give us a lot of bulk shampoo and essential items, and Kmart gave us over $1,600 worth of brand new bags. So with all the items, we'll be packing the bags to hand out. It turned out that we ended up needing 460 bags. At the close on Sunday, we only ended up collecting 120 bags. Because of COVID-19, last year there were 50,000 donations down from the year previously. Obviously people couldn't donate as much, it's been harder times, but the demand's gone way up, so it's a bit of a tricky year. A high demand locally was identified for teen bags. So the feedback from the schools is that in the past years the girls have relied really heavily on getting the bags, and they have a really big positive impact on the girls that receive them. They feel really special after they get them, so that was a really important one. So with education, period poverty has a negative impact on girls' education. They don't go to school as much. They have poor self-esteem, mental health, and it has a bad impact on their future employment opportunities if they do miss out on school a lot. We've had lots of local people actually reach out and ask us if they can get a bag, so there is a real demand there. People need these sort of things. On Sunday, we're going to be packing our bags. after we do some shopping with all the cash. So we've got a packing day. It's an official packing day. So it'll be a production line of bags. With the money that we've had donated, plus the money tonight from the WAFFLE group, we think we'll be able to make up 120 bags possibly. So I think we'll be able to get over 240 bags for the local women and girls in need, which is
Fabulous. That's
pretty
really
good
good.
effort. We might even have supplies and get more than that. Depends what
Yeah.
happens.
So I've got $400 of Aldi vouchers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we need 460. I think that came back. The tally came back.
Yeah, 460 is the final tally.
So 200,000.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more tricky than the first ride because you've got to have the bag and all the items in. It's probably $20 to $50 to fill a bag, so it's a lot more of an ask to buy an extra item.
And it's at Bunnings, isn't it? Is it still at Bunnings? Have you still got it at Bunnings?
No, the Bunnings collection box has been taken down. So Sunday will be the last day for all collections. We are having Griffith's first bag packing day. So with the bags that were donated from Kmart, we've been able to source a whole heap of essentials. You should see Alice's house. We've just got heaps of shampoo, everything. And on Sunday we're all getting together and we're going to have our first bag packing day.
Hand sanitizer and masks.
Yes.
And actually, they're
have
not an
hands.
essential, but today I picked up 100 hand sanitizer units, which were donated to us from Campus of Hope, which they were donated pallet loads of. So they were happy to give them to us because we actually feel that is in this current time
definitely.
an essential item. So we're throwing that in as a bonus.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of other luxury items that we have picked up as well, so we'll just be adding all of those as well, just as an additional thing as well. Yeah.
So can people still donate or is it finished now?
It's technically finished, but if you get your bags down to Bunnings by Saturday,
Yeah.
there will be one of us still going back, and Bunnings do ring us that there are bags down there. Ideally, you want them dropped off when the drive finishes, but we will accept bags.
So do you will have a list of things that go in the bag, or do you choose something?
No, there is a list.
That's the eight essential items. So there are 8 in the bag. It must have those 8 essential items in there
For us to gift it.
And you will go and send it?
Yeah, we will. Yes. Yeah, we will.
So now you all know what's in the bag. I'm going to park myself over here because I'm sort of not in the right spot for everyone to see or hear. Not that you guys can see the laptop. But you know what's in the bag, but we want to know what's in the box. Or as we call it, the pink box. It's a free period pack and it contains 6 tampons and 2 pads at the push of a button for free. Ladies, this is our ultimate goal, to have pink boxes accessible for all women in Griffith. The Dignity Vending Machine is a world first innovation that dispenses a period pack with a simple push of a button. Each machine is programmed with a delivery delay of 10 minutes to ensure that no products are wasted. At Share the Dignity, we are passionate about empowering and supporting people to live a life of dignity and safety, and to access pads, tampons to the most vulnerable or those living in period poverty. Upon consultation with one of our local donation points, Linking Communities, I have some local statistics. In the 2021 financial year, Linking Communities provided service to 740 female clients. Of that, 518 were domestic violence victims. There were 1,045 domestic violence events. That was from another state. There was 1,045 domestic violence events for the Women's Domestic Violence Court and Advocacy Service, and there were 123 women and girls that were found accommodation. Already, this financial year, which has not been that long, it's not even 6 months, there's been 386 female clients go through their doors. So what if I told you of all of those women, 99% of them had to ask for a sanitary product?
Wow.
That's nearly every woman that walked through the door. This does not include the women that have accessed other services, those who won't ask for things, those who have not fled their homes yet but are just struggling financially, the ones that are couch surfing, and the young teen who's living between mum and dad that's actually too embarrassed to ask dad for a pad. Some of the locations where Share the Dignity has installed these dignity machines are in public toilets, various charities, homeless hubs, of course domestic violence refuges, community centres, hospitals, Aboriginal health services and low socio-economic schools across Australia. As you can see on this map, where all those pink dots are, our closest vending machine is actually in Wagga and Junee. This is us, that big empty patch that has nothing. It's quite a hike if you're needing a pad or two to drive all the way to Wagga. Hence why there's women in our community, sadly, using old socks or rolled up toilet paper to deal with their dilemma. It's pretty horrifying considering we're now in the 21st century. We are funding the dignity vending machines through donations and sponsorship, and where possible, green awards. These machines cost a total of $25,000. This includes the building and the maintenance, installation, the sponsorship stickers, and the stock for approximately 4 to 5 years. Alternatively, $10,000 would actually get our machine here in Griffith, but it would need ongoing funding and donations to keep it here. We'd be really grateful if you could please spread the word to your network about our pink box. We can only do this with the help of the wider community supporting us. We appreciate you sharing your time and hope that we can work alongside you. Now this is why I'm emotional. This is a story from a mum who actually used the machine, and she wrote a letter to our head office, and it just cripples me. To Share the Dignity owner, you don't know how grateful I am for your kindness and for providing all the ladies' products for nothing. These items are so rare, and when you're like me, a single mum on a small budget, buying these items eats up heaps of money. You're making our lives happier in more ways than you know. Please accept this thank you from all the mothers like me. Change may not be instant, but with your help we can do it, one pink box at a time.
Yeah.